What's up, everyone? Jonathan dropped off Grubbworm here behind me the first part of the week. If any of y'all seen the last video I posted, we went over what kind of issues he was seeing at World Cup. Obviously the car still done fabulous at the track, but he still had to patch up some stuff to get it to stay in check. So taking the hood off, quick inspection, just at the first glance I seen that the collectors, the header collectors, were swollen. You can see here they're kind of ballooned out. The exhaust is getting so hot apparently that it is softening that collector enough where the weight of the wastegates and the hot side and everything, it's just trying to push it apart along with the back pressure. So that was the first thing I seen, and that's really the cause of all these problems with his hot side trying to push apart at the double slips and stuff. So to remedy that, we got some billet collectors, and I'll show you those here in just a minute. But today we come in and he wanted me to measure the rear end width, because this thing is going to get an upgraded rear end next year. It's going to get a better anti-roll bar, and it's going to get rid of some of this pretty basic stuff. And I just want to show you what kind of stuff this car has on it that it's cutting them 6-second times with. Obviously it's got drag brakes, but you got your standard style anti-roll bar. He did put some new bushings in it right here. I think the bushings is the reason why he ran that 6. That has to be what got him to the 6, right? But old style, partially fabricated rear, if you would call it fabricated. This is just a cast housing that they cut the back of the pumpkin off and just welded like a sheet metal box on there, I guess, where you could put a bigger gear or something in there. I don't know, but it's not a true fabricated rear. It's got pretty small axle tubes and stuff. Standard panhard bar in the back for the locating the rear, which that's going to change. We're going to put a wishbone on it, because with the separation this car sees going down the track, it really needs a wishbone to keep the rear end centered in it. But really basic. I mean, the rear end setup in this thing is what your average Joe that just got out of high school wants to beef up his rear end and his F-body to go beat on it with 400 horsepower. So it's really amazing that all this stuff has held up. And I know the rear end is broke a couple times and they've welded it and stuff, but it's still pretty impressive that it's held up to what this car is doing. So what we did, we dropped a plumb bob off of both axle faces and measured across the floor to get the axle width, so he could get the rear end going on this thing, because you know it takes time to get parts. So that was the first thing we did this morning whenever we come in. UPS man just a while ago brought the billet collectors that we're going to use. I'll let you see them right quick. I've already unwrapped them. These are exactly like the ones I'm using on my car. These are machined by GLS Fab. Landon Glass, he machines these for us and he keeps them in stock. We sell them on our website. But really nice collector. Got integrated V-band on it with a female side, so it's got your locating ring in there. If you build something with a V-band flange and don't have a locating ring on there, you might as well just go ahead and pre-drill a couple holes in your exhaust pipe and let the air come out, because that's about how much it's going to leak with a V-band assembly that doesn't have this. Now I can see maybe a car that's not really dependent on back pressure, or maybe your wide band is way upstream and you just got an exhaust tip or something and you need it V-banded on. Maybe a nitrous car or something would be okay, but nothing turbo. Don't do anything unless it has a locating ring. We have cars coming here, or I have in the past, that maybe had a set of headers just built or something just done, and if the V-band don't have a locating ring on there, it's getting cut off. I'm putting a new one on there. So that's included with these. We don't sell the flange with it. We actually use the flange that Monkey Fab Michael Hennessy makes. It's a little bit, the ID of that is a little bit big, or of these is a little bit bigger than your standard 3-inch V-band, and that's why we use his. Landon years and years and years ago made some billet collectors, or he has several versions of his own, different sizes, and he didn't have this size. This is something he made for me, and then it became a pretty popular thing. But he's got several different sizes, and those years ago was based off of Michael Hennessy style V-band flange, and they've just transferred the program up to where that's the flange they go with. So if you try to use a regular V-band flange, you know, from other companies on this, yes, it'll still work. The OD is the same, but the ID will be slightly smaller on any of your other ones except the ones that come from Michael Hennessy, unless there's another brand out there that I haven't tried. But I've tried several brands on this, and they're all smaller than what his is, so that's what fits. Monkey Fabrication on Google, you'll see his MFG Garage, or however it's listed there, you'll see his link, and he sells a bunch of little stuff on there, AN fittings, a bunch of little fabrication components and stuff. Might find something on there you need. So anyway, these are what we're going to use on the Grubbworm, and these are actually a couple inches shorter than your standard Cone Engineering collector, so that'll give us a little bit more room to get the primary, or the fat part of the collector where the primaries go in, away from the shock tower, because that's our clearance issue, is the shock tower. And I've got to either move the primaries in slightly or something to get them a lower, where I can get away from the hood a little bit more, which might suck, because right now Jonathan is pretty spoiled on being able to get his valve covers and all that stuff off so easy, because I'm telling you, it is cake to work on that thing as far as how the headers are now. You can put the headers on, get to all the bolts with the valve cover off, then drop the valve cover on. I mean, it makes life super easy when you take that valve cover off. You can just lay your hand on everything. So hoping it will still be like that. That's what we're gonna attempt anyway. But just wanted to show you these. We got some more parts. I've got a ton of 2-inch mandrel bends and stuff left over from another job, so I really didn't have to order any material. I've already got that here. But these were the main thing that we're waiting on. We're also waiting on the flange from Stainless Headers, and I have no idea when that's going to get here. I need to check. But just wanted to really just show you these billet collectors, because they're pretty awesome. So we got them on the website. Check them out. Link is in the description below, or yeah, description below. Don't forget, we're having a Black Friday sale. If any of y'all ain't paying attention, November 15th this month through the 29th, 15% off most stuff that we make in-house, 10% off roll cages. Go on the website, use the discount codes that you'll find on Instagram and Facebook, and put them in the website when you check out in the code box, and see what option works best for you. So we'll continue chipping away at this thing. I'll keep you updated on every step of the way. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. See ya.